Hey, we're starting to get people pouring in. What's up, guys? Shaggy, coffee in the morning, same ugly red cup. I don't know, man. These lids are pretty cheap. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's awake, getting awake. It's like 7:15 in half of the world, Central Time. They're like, what the? Why is this guy talking already this morning? Because you got to get up and get to work. Let's go. Get up and do something. Hope everybody's having a really great week. Man, it's Wednesday. Frank G had a really great show last night. I didn't get to pop on it because I was doing martial arts, but I read their talks in the comments. Um, and everything going on. Hope you guys are having a really great week. Hope you guys are working on your business. Hope these shows are really helping you. If you guys are new to Shaggy's Consulting, we're getting a lot of new people that are watching the videos. Good morning. We're getting a lot of new people that are watching the videos, and they're sending me messages. They're like, hey, man, keep doing the videos. It's kind of crazy, trips me out. But I like coming on and just talking. And, with us having a compliance company and the brokerage and doing the dispatching for some carriers, and then we're also building their trucking companies when we're dispatching them. And then with the whole process of opening a trucking company. And then it's crazy because then every morning, what's up, Mike Castile? Like Mike Castile, I got a whole list of carriers that now that I'm doing hourly sessions with where I'm helping them build their trucking company. It's really crazy. So like we're doing all this and we keep coming back to if I do the dispatching again, and I have to do the dispatching, just telling you because we're not a major big brokerage and we need to use the trucks, control the trucks, and people don't want control. So I got to bring the dispatching back. Do I still want people to do it themselves? Well, hell yeah. All right. Always do it yourself first. But it's people just can't sometimes, right? And so then while I'm sitting here doing the dispatching and I'm thinking about the concept, I'm like, man, $7,000 and I have owner operators leased to my authority. Again, and I can reopen Shaggy's Express or a Shaggy other trucking company. Would you guys do it? Like the 9 people watching, if you had the brokerage, customers, the dispatch team with Don and James, and you guys had the compliance company and all the software and a team to handle a lot of trucks, and you could go to like 10 trucks your first year, and all you need is like $7,000 to start. Would you do it? I know, William. It's crazy, dude. I'm like going every day around 8:15, and then I jump into William says no. So if you had the whole team, William, the whole team, you wouldn't do it. You would put on owner operators and not buy the company trucks and then use trailers and flip them. It's literally like starting a business with nothing and making money. That's how you control your service level. So how many people would start if you had the brokerage with freight running almost with a credit score? You have a compliance team that's successfully running a lot of carriers now, like a ton, and you're good at it, and you're building your product, and you have the dispatchers, right, that are in-house. You control them, so you're dispatching other carriers. And you have these carriers that owner-operators are like, man, if you guys had authority, I really love your freight, I'd come work for you. But you don't know where to give them. And you're trying to tell people how to do it, but they don't always want to listen. So should you do it yourself? Go ahead. Brokerage and compliance should be a gold mine for you. Could be, but what about the owner operators? Just because you didn't like doing it, I had 25, 20, I can't remember, 24, 25, maybe 26, and 17 when I shut down, which is a whole other story. So if I reopen that again and build the same product, so we're going to talk about that. Should I do it? And I'm going to talk about what I'm getting ready to do this morning in my training class with a student and James. I'm going to start building those products that we talked about yesterday. So I'm going to do this before I open my authority. I'm getting ready to do it. When will the market correct itself? Laugh out. It's depressing. I get that. You get that a lot. It's depressing. Is it depressing because you're working on today and tomorrow? Because here's what we're getting ready to do. Hold on, let's keep going with the comments. Keep the questions coming. You guys are freaking rocking. The more questions, the more help with this business because I got everything. I had the trucking company before and the dispatching. And the only reason I started the dispatching is because I built really good lanes with my trucking. So now I have customers. So I have two products. I got to service the customers, right? But then also I need a service where I live with my product because you can't always rely on the customers. So I listened to what you guys said yesterday. And so this morning, I'm going to make my team start building both. Isn't that cool? So Todd says, and when will the market correct itself? You know, it's weird because when you're in a freight chasing market, Frank G always says it's up and down every so many years. But really, when you're in a consistent local dedicated regional contract, yeah, do you lose volumes? Do people come in and mess with stuff? Of course they do, right? But usually it stays pretty going. Like we used to do these lawnmowers and all these different things with bringing the racks back and flowers with racks and all the and bottles and auto parts and stuff. And everything always changed. But the problem is do we keep adding to it, right? So we're going to talk about that this morning. The adding drivers is the problem with company trucks. Owner operators is fine. Todd says owner operators. So there's a check mark. So I'm still sticking with the owner operators. I don't want to own trucks. Williams says 2025. In the freight market, probably is going to be 2025. We see a lot of stuff right now moving in volume in different places. It's just putting the right pieces together to get it moved. And we're working on that. We're going to do that today. Williams says drivers don't care anymore. Show up like ruin contacts. They could care less about your MC, like safety or accidents. If I could have get out of trucking, I would in a New York minute. But it's all I've known for 25 years. I get it. I'm the same way, man. I don't know anything else. Like, what do? You know what I mean? So I'm doing something right. So there's 15 people on here. We're all talking about our business plans because in trucking right now, we're either like William hating the world, but a year and a half, 2 years ago, man, he was like, and he's still buying a truck tomorrow probably if it was a cool deal. That's just William, but you know what I mean? So we're talking about the trucking business. Let's stay on track. We're talking about the trucking business. Yesterday we talked about putting on owner operators, and then so I'm in the beginning of it. So I'm getting ready to do the name and the LLC, and then I'm gonna let it sit in 21 days, and I'm gonna start looking for owner operators. But before that, should I build the product? I know, right, William? He's like, I hate this industry, but I just bought another damn truck. Fuckers. All right, so so the problem is time management and wearing all the hats. That's William's problem. It's not that he hates it; it's that he doesn't have enough people in the right place. And when things are going good, drivers do this. You don't have enough owner operators to cover this. It's always an on-game puzzle wheel, right? And nothing's ever perfect in this business. So for me, though, I'm starting an authority, just like some of you. So this morning, what we're going to do is, so I got this customer that's in New Salem, PA, and I got another customer in Vidor, Texas. So each customers has bunches of loads, but I only want the loads that pick up same loads every day, like 3 going here every day, 2 going there. I want the same loads all the time. So when I can go into this customer with this kind of volume, I can say, hey, I can cover all these. Don't even put them on the list anymore. But to do that, you got to have round trip freight. Because if you say backhaul, everybody spits their coffee out this morning and all hell freezes over. So you can't say backhaul. Do not say backhaul. Because it's not really a backhaul. It's taking one load, adding it with another load. So at the end of the week, a guy either gets home weekly, home nightly, and he does the same thing. And he makes money every day. Like, 200 miles for 1,200 bucks. 1,500 miles for 300 miles. You start building these routes. Williams says, so true. No, I forgot that term. So this morning, what we need to do is we need to go to the load board And I'm going to draw a map out, and I'm going to take that customer, and I'm going to go out to the 6 cities that I know that has volume in West Virginia, New York, and Oglesby, Illinois. And I'm going to put there on there, and I'm going to find the trucks that go that way and that need freight coming back. And then I'm going to find guys on that end that go that way and need freight coming out. But then I'm also going to find the brokers that have the freight coming back. So let's just say I start building these lanes and these brokers start calling me. If they tell me, what if they don't ask my MC number? They tell me all about their customers and everything, but I got the trucks, but they don't. And I call those customers and I land one. Is there anything wrong with that? While I'm networking and building my lanes, because I'm either going to end up getting rid of the broker, I want to like the customer, or I'm going to work with the broker because they have volume. Why don't we build that up? Because so if I can find volume going back to my customer every day, can I find the trucks to control or sell my lanes to? If they won't find it, why can't I find it for them to bring them on as a client? So I got to work on those two areas. I got to find out how to get them back. And then I got to find out what that average rate's going to be. And then I got to find the carrier that needs that money where I can make a little profit off the top too, right? Maybe both ways or one way. Just depends on what works. So while I'm building that, I can do that for dispatching. I can do it for the brokerage, or I can do it for my owner operators. Don't you guys agree? I'm asking you, like there's 12 people. Does that sound like a good idea to service the customers for my brokerage? Because I don't want to put it on the load boards. I want somebody consistently to do it. So, okay, so now on top of that, should I go back to, so I want to build a product right here around Terre Haute. I want to get more in tune with my customers around here in the community in like 150-mile radius. So I definitely need to go and work that area and to find out what customers that actually need help. Somebody's got to call and tell me. So should I post that out? So should I go on a load board before I'm even active this morning and put Terre Haute to Terre Haute for 150-mile radius circle, origin to destination, and go out 60 days and keep that refreshed so everybody, when there's problems right here in town with customers, see, because a lot of the customers here are outbound driven, where that means they just put it on the trucks when they come in. Their customer pays for it and does it, but I need to find those customers. So if brokers start telling me who is delivering for it and it's a problem that's not being covered for a customer in town, does that help me get more customers? Or find lanes here in town that I can help with? So should I do that before I get my authority active and I have the first truck? Or should I start finding out where those problems are in those lanes that are running right now so I know where to go look or who to call when I do go active? You guys tell me. I need to know. It's good questions. We're like on fire this morning on building a trucking company. You know, because what I thought, you just go and get your MC, you get your insurance, you get your load boards, you get a dispatcher, and then you like run. But it's going to be really hard because nobody will use you in the first 90 days. I mean, I'm getting ready to restart my authority. I'll be in that first 90 days. Aren't you guys scared for me? I still got to go through what you did. I got to go through all those packets. I got to do all that stuff. How am I going to? If my brokers don't have the freight, I got to use the same brokers as you. So should I find the freight before I start? Todd says establish your lanes. So I should definitely this morning start. But you got freight, right? But does every customer please every owner operator? I'm trying to build two products. Remember? So I got the customer products where I can get carriers, find the round trip brokers with freight coming back, or customers to go after to get freight coming back to match up with the freight that we already have going out, the flatbed freight, right? So we can do that, right? But then I still want to build my own routes that are new over here in Indiana. So I want to build like a dedicated between Indy and St. Louis. I want to get local taken care of between Terre Haute and Indy. And then I'd like to get a little bit of region going on, maybe Nashville to Grand Rapids, and Columbus, Ohio to St. Louis. Something inside there, right? You know what I mean? I want to be able to do that. I don't want to chase freight all over the place to have guys stuck on the road. There's many companies hiring. But see, so even so, I want to build those same products around my customers too, just so if something slows down, I can keep those guys busy. And some carriers won't want my help. Some carriers will. I understand. Yes, Mike Castillo. He is getting ready to grow his company, and he's been doing it right. Yes, it's tough out there to start out, but my vision is what you're talking about, leasing on owner operators. That's my vision too. And the reason why is I don't want to own company trucks. It's not that I'm lazy or anything like that. It's like if I can build a product where it's almost self-driven with lanes or my own customer freight now, because everybody always asks, Ma, so everybody always asks, like, what's that story? What if you could do something different now than what you did then? Well, one, I would have opened all the businesses myself, but I experienced so much through all the prior experiences. You know what I mean? Like, really, right now, we do everything in house, but I love working with Cornerstone Insurance, Nick and Alex, and I love working with Scott Ramsey, and I love working with eCarry Check. There's some of the tools we use every day, those three things right there. And I love working with Thunder Funding, even Operify with our brokerage. Those guys are all I have, and they're my partners. They make everything run for these clients. And then, because you need all these little pieces to get to that level, right? And we will be hiring. I'm just working on the vision right now of building my product, feeding the brokerage, and then adding my trucking company to the next level. What's up, Mad Max? Mad Max Gonzalez is in the house. Good morning. So we're talking about the trucking company again. And so I'm about 60 days out from my trucking company, maybe 90. So I haven't really started the LLC yet. We're still working on a name. But even though I want to build my product so I know what I'm going to sell to have my first owner operator recruited in that first 30 days, right? So I need to start working on it now. So we're talking about like yesterday. I want to build back around trips for my customers and put owner operators there in that area. But I'm also already building that for my dispatching side. So I'm building two areas. Should I start doing the networking before I have the trucks, or should I wait until I have the trucks? So should I start now, or should I wait? Should I start building the spreadsheets and writing down people's names and extensions and what they got moving in their volume? Should I post my truck and keep it refreshed so when all the guys fall off loads late after hours and guys think I have trucks, they call me, tell me about those problems, and I say, oh man, I just covered the truck, but I built a relationship with a guy I had a lane that I would have never found on the load board, but I'm going to find it because I was always posting with direction that I ran those lanes. Pennsylvania to Illinois and Illinois to Pennsylvania, right? So if I was building that lane, would I just count on that one customer, one broker back, or would I try to find other customers or other brokers with that lane and then on both ends? So that way, if my customer slowed down, I could give connections for him to keep moving. Anyways, so this morning, what we're getting ready to do to help make our life better is we're going to look into the future. So we have a carrier we're going to dispatch, and she's growing her company in Ohio, right? So the first thing I did in Ohio because she's in Akron, right? So her mom's really cool and she has kids, right? So she needs to get to where she can add on a product and to get out of the truck, but she doesn't want to run it like that. She wants to be one part of a team. So she's a perfect client because she just knows how hard it is until she can get over those pieces and take control of it herself, right? So she's in Akron, Ohio, right? So the very first thing I'm doing with her is I built a lane from Akron to Indy, Indy to Akron, Akron to Cincinnati, Cincinnati to Akron. And we're probably going to pick another one going Akron into the Northeast somewhere, the lower north, the western Northeast, and then back to Akron. So then what we did is we draw the circle around Akron too, 150-mile radius. And then from there we went. Then from there we built lanes going from Akron to Charlotte, Charlotte to Akron, Charlotte to Nashville, Nashville to Charlotte, Charlotte to St. Louis, St. Louis to Charlotte, Charlotte to Akron, Akron back to St. Louis, Nashville, St. Louis, St. Louis to Akron, Akron back. And it's weird because we're building all this. Then we crossed Akron to Nashville and St. Louis to Charlotte. St. Louis to Charlotte is the longest point of any of these runs. Still doable, just takes a little more the next day. So we're putting this out there yesterday and today for like 60 days out. And we're going to refresh it all day long every day. And we're going to then, as we add brokers and get more terminals for our company, we'll start using those portals and post it out too. And then what we'll do is we'll start getting brokers that call us to have volume instead of, they'll call for one load, but we're going to find volume. Everyone that tells us that has volume, we're going to write down that lane of volume. We're going to start filling in our map. And then we're going to start selling that product. That's how you do it. Consistency, right? Everybody's like, yeah, well, that's a lot of work. Well, that's why you got to have other moving pieces help support other moving pieces so you can build something. It's hard to go from something that you're not making nothing or you're getting by to something that you could do better, but it's not guaranteed. You have to build it. That's why most people don't fail as banking in this business, because when running a business, it's up and down all the time. Taxes change in a minute. It's like being a commissioned sales rep. You can work for like that. What is that? What do they get? A draw? You can be the guy that always lives off the draw. It's good sometimes, but you're always counting on the draw. Or you can run a business and live off the other side of it, where it's proven by your work. What do you guys think? So, why does if we're going over this trucking business, right, Todd? And we're going through here, and it's so complex of starting it right, especially when you have all these components to take it to the level that you want to take it. Why does everybody still start off so quick? Why don't they have a process figured out? Why don't they understand the timeline? The 21 days, whether you're going to have direct bill or financed insurance. Are you going to have to add owner operators if you do it and pay money out of your pocket because you didn't understand the policy? Or are you going to do the one that's like Progressive or some of these other companies that'll take you on that or direct bill? You know what I mean? Like, that's a huge reality check. Like, whenever I shut down my Shaggy's Express, MC number 714180 and 17, about a month before e-logs, man, our insurance, we were with Gabe High Top at Cena Brown, and our insurance was like $3,300 a year per truck. It was nothing. We were like with a company called Century. It was easy peasy. You can add trucks, take them off, do what you needed. When you're new, it's very important, because if you have to put down payments of $2,000 or $3,000 on every truck up front, then buy a Sky plates, hell, it could cost you $5,000 to add on owner operators. Sure, of a hell of a setback with no plan. But then you could go a different route where the insurance is a little bit higher, maybe, and flip it into a percentage and charge a little more, but still have a better product at the end that you pay the drivers, and no one ever cares. So you got to start thinking about the process: insurance, compliance, how you're going to hire, the orientation, the lease agreements, the safety programs, protecting your CSA score, hiring the right drivers. So complex. We got to get there because we're building my trucking company. Well, like, we're going to build it up. We're going to do interviews. Like, all these things are going on. We're doing sales. We're doing consulting. We're doing equipment. We're doing insurance. We're doing compliance and safety. We're going to carriers. Next week, I got to drive to some carriers. Everything's going on. It's crazy. And I see nothing but freight everywhere for us to get. We just got to get all the pieces. It's like Pac-Man munching pellets. How come you're not hungry like that no more? You don't have to be. Come join the family. You know what I mean? Let's work. Let's get some stuff done. See you guys tomorrow. Guys, have a great day. Uh, keep thinking about building that trucking company, adding owner operators, building your product. Are you just doing stuff today and tomorrow? Or are you dispatching weeks at a time? Are your appointments open and pick up late the next day and deliver the next morning? Do you guys get home every other night on weekends? I know it's hard. Networking and sales is the hardest part of the world because you got to call somebody. You got to set stuff up. I know I had this one guy. You're going to have to lie just a little bit. Why? Well, you're going to have to tell him you have trucks available, but you really don't, just to find out where the freight is that you want to go after or you need. You mean I'm really not empty? You're not even nowhere in sight. Oh, you're a week away. Well, that's horrible. Okay, keep doing what you're doing. What do you want me to tell you? Keep doing what you're doing. Don't change shit. I get it. I know you like it. I mean, I got to change stuff and I got to move forward. So should you. Peace out, guys. See you tomorrow. Thanks for joining Coffee with Shaggy and Gang. We usually have some guests around here. I don't know if the thing's not clicking. Frank usually comes by. Charles, Lefty, and all these guys. Hope they're all doing good. If Betty, if you guys ever want to join my show, just type in the comments. Let me in. I'll send you a link and you can come and just talk trucking. You don't need to hear me talk all the time. Let's talk. Come in and say hello. Talk to people. A good dispatcher. Man, I'll tell you the truth too. Like when I used to I miss dispatching. I miss my drivers. I missed building the lanes and working with St. Louis consolidators and all those guys that you knew every day, D&L, and all those guys. Like you knew they had they made wine in their basement. You knew the brokers. And I know a bunch of them are still out there. I miss setting up those lanes where you run from Heston, Kansas to these same places all the time. Or you go from here to there. It's so much fun to build a lane between Kansas City and Atlanta. Oh, wait, we're on E-Logs now. Sorry, from Indianapolis to Atlanta because you can only do so much in a day. I mean, unless you're Jeff, you know what I mean? But just the idea of that complex, the best part of the business is moving the trucks. It's the chessboard. But when you can move the trucks and learn to capitalize on everything, it makes it 10 times more fun. I'll be in here training people. And I'll be selling insurance. Next thing you know, I'm setting up authority. Next thing you know, I'm doing invoices where people are owed money by something and sending it over. Next minute, I'm doing this. Then there's a student right there on the screen in front of me because I don't like missing a phone call. And they're just like, wow, because everything makes money. Just you have to choose if you want it or not. Later, guys. See you tomorrow. Enjoy your coffee. Don't get in a wreck. Be safe. Prayers for everybody. And if you guys need help, call our companies, man. Me, Kathy, and Isaiah's teams are ready to help you, man. We got all of it going on. Don's in there with the dispatching and James. I mean, we got me in there dispatching too, which is crazy. But I love it. It's fun. I like it. I like the challenge. We have dry van trailers available. We need flatbeds everywhere, especially PA and Texas. We need hydraulic lift 40-foot tilt bed trailers on hot shots non-CDL. And we got 3 or 4 trailers we know of. So if a guy is power only and he needs help with a trailer and some other stuff, we can help you finance trailers if you need it. All right, peace out later. I'm gone. 30 minutes, tops. Out of here.